Turn our attention to the country's road network now. We're joined by Communications Manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. I know it is early days yet, but what can you tell us in terms of your preliminary assessment?
Hi, good evening, Janela. Good evening to your viewers. Very preliminary. We have had just about 100 reports of roads being impacted in all parishes, some more than others. The issues range from flooding to fallen trees, blocked culverts, washed out surfaces. And we expect that over the next 24 to 36 hours, we are going to see a significant spike in the reports because there are many areas that we are yet to get reports from. The rain is still continuing, the winds are still strong, and so our teams, out of an abundance of caution and the safety of our officers, of course, we have not been able to move as in the way that we would have been accustomed to given this situation.
How do you determine which road is a priority at this point? I know that resources, that's an issue. How do you determine what is first?
Well, we have a standing plan. So the areas where we have that we classified as strong economic drivers. So the airports, the seaports, those are crucial. The hospitals, medical facilities, those two are important to the country. Places where we have telecoms installations, the JPSCO installations, the National Water Commission's installations, those are crucial sites that we have to provide access to. And so those are top priority for us. Other areas that, of course, the country depend on for agriculture, for commerce, those two are important, and we will focus on those areas too as we cut clean and clear.
So we see where the southwestern end of the country received a battering. What are your preliminary reports showing, or is it still too early to tell?
It is still pretty early, Janela. As I said, we have reports ranging from flooding, fallen trees, scoured surfaces, and the like. A lot of areas, as we had indicated, based on the sheer size of the system and the lay of the land, that we would experience flooding, notwithstanding the drain cleaning works that we did. We knew that there were going to be capacity issues, and these manifested themselves in several areas, sections of St. Thomas, in Manchester, in St. Mary, in St. Anne. And of course, we are committed to ensuring that persons are able to move again as quickly as possible. As I speak, I want to tell you that the Mandela Highway, the westbound section, that is the section that takes you from Kingston towards Spanish Town, is impassable in the vicinity of the cemetery. Major blockage there. And so, again, it's raining in the capital city. If persons do not have to be on the road, then I would say stay put. We're trying to get this particular impediment removed, but there are challenges because persons, we don't want to put anybody at risk at this time, because while the eye of this storm is out at sea, we, based on what was said earlier, the conditions of a storm remain and continue to impact us.
Is there a number, Stephen, that persons can call in the event that, they need assistance?
Yes, we have some numbers: 658-213-2557-60, 876-312-3991, 876-312-3987. And these are numbers for our Emergency Operations Center. And the center is being manned and has been manned for the last 4 days or so. So we have officers who have been working 24 hours, taking the calls, directing traffic, so to speak, as we try to get the country moving once again.
Thank you so much. That was Stephen Shaw, the communications manager at the National Works Agency. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, our extensive coverage of Hurricane Melissa continues right after this break.